teacup has been hailed as a design masterpiece. I picked up the design award, brought it home, and locked it inside a very strong box. The actual award isn't worth a fortune, but I need to keep it in a safe place. I like to have the cup where I can see it. Keeping it close gives me comfort. Holding the cup reminds me of Jane. When taking the piece of clay in my hands, touching it gives me a buzz. I love how smooth it is and enjoy feeling its warmth. It's as soft as silk. It feels as moist as a body, as alive and as pliable as skin. I enjoyed working with it with my fingers, playing with it, rolling it, caressing it and shaping it into fantastic objects. I got some pleasure pushing at it, squashing, holding it, smelling it, kneading it, and imagining it under the damp muslin cloth, waiting to be completed. I hadn't been employed by the company for long, just a matter of months. I was doing well, and my line manager suggested I submit an entry for the design award. I'm not an artist, but I enjoyed creating images, so I decided to give it a go. Anyway, I thought, how hard would it be to design a teacup? I worked on my design, but my dream of making a cup that was the wow factor didn't happen. It was hindered by my lack of experience and the rigid constraints of the competition, which didn't give me the chance of producing something revolutionary. I had something quirky in mind, but sticking to the rules meant curbing my imagination. I massaged the clay, manipulated it and maneuvered it, but I wasn't able to coax it into anything like the shape I wanted. The clay, so soft and supple, refused to be modelled into my design. My fingers reluctantly followed the criteria my boss had set to create a unique teacup by following what I thought was a boring pattern. I didn't want to spend my time, my valuable time in the factory, producing an object I didn't care for or wanted. Why should I? My teacup was so much better, prettier, more artistic, delicate, fragile than that monstrosity that Jane was working on. Jane's design was complicated, convoluted and corrugated. Nobody would want to sip from a corrugated cup. A cup with fancy fluted edges might look very pretty, but it isn't practical and not easy to drink from. Look at it. Jane's cup is so out of shape that the liquid dribbles out between the grooves and down onto the drinker's chin, neck and collar. I knew that my design was the best. It was different, unique, and extremely interesting. I picked up the award, Best Most European Innovative Teacup Design. I'm sure Jane would have been delighted had she won. Unfortunately, Jane had left the company some time before and missed the ceremony. I keep mine and Jane's cup with me at all times. The award is locked in the safe. Jane has moved away. It took me less than a minute to switch the labels on the cup.